Can you hear me?
Yep,
Yeah, I don't know why my
we are
camera's
in.
not working. Can you
Oh,
can you
no?
can you see me at all?
I can see you perfect. Can you
Alright, I
well,
can't
I don't know
see
if you can see me,
yeah, I can see you.
but I
Hold
can
on.
see.
There we go.
Mhm,
It's something with my stage, when I go on, I can see myself in the lobby, but sometimes,
mhm.
on the EW Mux or Eve Mux or whatever,
Yeah,
it
whatever.
doesn't show me on, when I make it a big screen. But anyway, enough of me babbling.
Mm,
Hello, and everybody, and welcome to Rabbit and Red Live. And I'm your host, Big Murr, and this is my co-host, Mike J. And
yes, yes.
tonight we're going to be discussing the Deathstalker series. We're going to discuss the original and
Mhm,
some of the sequels versus the remake, and then we're going to have a discussion on the state of analog horror and how that's kind of
yes.
affecting today's market and everything. And but we'll get started. Mike, how was your week so far? How was your Thanksgiving?
Well, Thanksgiving was just me here.
Oh man,
I had a salad from Wawa, which is our convenience store here. I know in Wisconsin, I forget what,
we got quick trips up here.
that
So
okay, so
yeah, yeah,
Wawa
yeah. It's the quick
is
trip of
my
the.
yes, that is Pennsylvania's Quick Trip.
But
But,
man, that
yeah, they have salads, so I had that, and I drink it's weird because I feel old because I
right.
drink coffee with dinner now.
Well, that's not it's not too
My
bad.
grandfather used to do that all the time, and I used to think he was weird when I was, like, a younger kid because I'm
Yeah,
like,
it
"Why are
does
you
sound.
drinking coffee with dinner?" But
But
now
now that
I
we're
do it.
old, that kind of stuff is totally acceptable. If I can sneak in a
Oh,
second
of course.
cup during the day, I'll take it. But it
Mhm,
depends. Like
mhm,
if I drink coffee at night with my dinner or supper, whatever you want to call it,
mhm,
it's got to be black coffee. I drink, I put a bunch of different kinds of creamer in my morning coffee, but if I have it at
mhm.
night, it's got to be black coffee. I don't know why. That's just me, but man, that you didn't get no turkey. Nobody brought you a plate or anything. That's
No, I c well, see, I never liked turkey for whatever reason. I mean, I'm a little better now, but I've been very picky with what I've eaten for years and years and years and years and years, and I've just never, like, been into turkey, so, usually, like, when I was a kid and I would have, like, dinner with my family when I was, like, maybe 10 and younger, like, they would send my cousins out to, like, Burger King or McDonald's to get me a hamburger and fries, and that's what I would eat at,
it's
Thanksgiving dinner.
that's okay. I know some other people that are picky eaters, but you can tell by my size, I've never really been a picky eater.
Mm,
I've always liked the turkey, but this year I only got a very small little chunk of turkey and a turkey leg,
mhm.
but I got an ass load of
Oh,
ham. I went to my mom and dad's. Thank God they're still around, and
mhm,
we probably, hopefully we got a couple more Thanksgivings, but had a gigantic ham over there and some potatoes, and then I got home and my buddy Harvey brought me over a
mhm.
plate, which was more ham, but it had some sweet potato casserole and
Ah,
some stuffing and everything, and it was great. Then another guy stopped over and he brought me a turkey leg, a slice of
mhm.
turkey, and some homemade bacon wrapped jalapeno poppers.
Oh,
So
nice.
yeah, I'm pretty blessed. I'm kind of locked here at home all the time, but
Mhm,
I feel pretty blessed. I got some people looking out for me, like Grandpa the nerd. God bless him.
mhm.
He was
Yes.
out. He was out shoveling my sidewalks, and his family, his daughter came over and got my porch and all that, and I also have a little. No, I wouldn't say little. He's like a very tall, bigger kid. He's like 20, 25, 26. I
Mhm,
think he might be a little autistic, and he comes over. He helps me out with stuff, and he brought me some Thanksgiving treats. So it's been a pretty damn good week so far.
That's always good. I mean, and, again, you mentioned, Grandpa the Nerd, so we're hoping that he's
Hell
doing
yeah.
he has, some issues, and he was, unable to do some GTN stuff the past week, but hopefully he is on the mend.
Hopefully, yeah, he's coming back and we'll see him soon, man. God bless him. I hope he's all right, man. He's a good dude.
Mhm,
Yeah, him and I have become pretty good friends over the past couple years. It started out weird. I think he thought I was a bit of a lunatic there at first because I was going through some issues, and sadly, he saw me at my worst. So
mhm,
he it's good. He knows me now, and we're both kind of in this into the same weird shit. So strange that somebody that shares so many of the same weird interests as me lives next
mm,
door. So
mhm.
yeah, God bless you,
Yeah.
Grandpa. Hopefully you get better, and we'll see you in a bit. And you try that Mountain Dew I gave you. I got him a weird ass Mountain Dew.
Oh, they have a new flavor?
Well, this one you can only get in like Missouri, the Missouri area. It's the
Mm.
Honeydew Mountain Dew.
Honeydew Mountain Dew.
Yeah, it's Honeydew Mountain
Wow.
Dew. And I'm not gonna lie, I hated it. I I am not a melon fan at all. Like, I like
No.
watermelon candy
Mm,
and fake watermelon, but I don't like watermelon, I don't like
right.
honeydews, and, this I drank it, you know, I got 2 for myself and 1 for grandpa, and, I drank them both, and, I'm not gonna say it's gross and I was puking and all this stuff, but I didn't like it, and I every time I burped, it had a very strong,
Mhm.
melon taste, so
I was gonna say, was it a pain in the ass to get it seemed like it was a pain in the ass to get down, honestly, if it was that.
yeah,
Ugh.
it was one of those where you just took a couple sips here and there. It's not like a
Mhm.
regular Mountain Dew where you just slam it and you
Right.
don't even know you're drinking it. The hell? Oh, my phone was going nuts. I think somebody was creeping around my front door. I got one of those ring cams. Get notified.
Oh, yeah, they're always good to have.
Yeah. I don't
Have
know
to
if
get one for my side
yeah, yeah,
of
you
here.
gotta have one. It's a necessity, man. It's another thing. Grandpa came over and mounted that to my house, and he came over the other day and hooked my PS5 up. I got a
Oh,
PS5
did
for
he?
Christmas
Yeah.
early because it was a big, Black Friday sale,
Ooh,
so, yeah, my parents got me one. I don't know if we discussed that last week. I don't remember how long I've had it now, but yeah, he came
I
over,
don't
hooked that up, and
I don't know if we
yeah, I don't know either. I don't know.
nice.
But yeah,
Very
shit,
nice.
I've been putting in more time on video games in the past week than I have in about 15 years, man. I'm, uh,
Mhm.
I'm
Oh,
busting out.
and you've also entered the world of 4K, that's awesome.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so I can,
Was
yeah, finally, I got some 4K movies that I wasn't able to watch, but
ooh,
now I can watch them now. I'm thinking about getting more physical media DVDs. I kind of stopped buying them for a while, but the PS5 is so easy to use with DVDs, and it's just
mhm.
the picture is so beautiful. I've been
Oh, yeah.
kicking around getting it going with that. But you a gamer at all, Mike?
Uh, I I haven't really been a gamer since, regular Nintendo. I played some Nintendo 64, but that's about it for me.
Oh man. Yeah, I used to be an avid gamer. Like every year I would buy the new Call of Duty and the new Assassin's Creed, and I would
Mhm,
not lock myself, but during the winter when you get cabin fever, you can't really do much. So I would play the new Assassin's Creed every year, and God, that game has taken up hours and hours of my time. And
mm.
they just had a big sale at Sony, and I got Assassin's Creed Valhalla. So the game's about 4 years old, but it was on sale for 11 bucks.
Oh,
And
wow.
Jesus Christ, man, I am already 18 hours into this game. Like
Holy
I didn't
shit.
even realize it. I didn't even realize it. I just been playing it for days, and I'm only touching the surface. Went online and
Wow, I
my buddy has put in 186 hours on
that's
Assassin's Creed, man. 186 hours, that's to me, that's insane. Like, I like a campaign that's like 10, 12 hours long and you beat the game and you're like,
mhm,
"Oh, that was cool." But no,
right,
like
but
or even like 30, 40 hours, like because
wow,
the
I
other
just
Assassin's Creeds, I was like putting in 40, 50 hours to get them done, and,
mhm,
this one appears to be the granddaddy of them all. You're in the old
mm,
Viking era, and, just, it's an awesome game, so I recommend it to anybody listening. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, it's definitely worth the loot, man.
yeah, that's my brother is I guess he still is, but he's a big gamer. So, yeah, he would be doing that a lot with those, ugh, you know. But
Yeah.
I just never I never like those games like that for whatever reason, I can't they frustrate me because I feel like I can't I'm just not good at like the strategizing and all that stuff. And if you have to
Yeah,
play
like, it's
online and
the
all that.
yeah, like, games like for me, games like, Grand Theft Auto, where you
Mhm.
gotta do all these, like, chase missions and have super fast reflexes to turn the corner real fast, and
Mhm.
I absolutely suck at that kinda shit. The problem
Yeah.
solving, I like it, and for a while there, I didn't think I could play anymore because of how
Mhm.
bad my neck is and how I look at the TV and stuff, and, it was like, "Why am I even getting a PlayStation 5, if I'm not gonna be able to play it too much because of my neck?" But holy
Mhm.
crap, it hasn't been a problem at all. I kinda miss I kinda am kicking myself in the ass for all the years I was sitting here not playing too many video games when I coulda if I just pushed myself a little bit, I coulda done it, but
Well,
that's what you get for
now
being
you
disabled,
can
I guess.
yeah, well, now you can make up for all that lost time
Oh, yeah, yeah, and I
and
am,
just
so
start.
as soon as
Yeah.
we're done with this, I'll probably end up playing Assassin's Creed till probably midnight,
Ooh.
running around, something like that, I don't know, I got people coming over in the morning and got a meeting, all the fun stuff,
Mhm.
but
Yeah, that's
yeah, it sucks. But we have been
mm,
rambling on, we gotta get into this discussion of Deathstalker versus Deathstalker here. So the
yes.
original, like, which ones did you watch? Did you watch just one and the remake, or did you, see
I
any of
watched well, I do plan on watching 2, 3, and 4 because okay. So, here's what I did.
right,
At first, I was like, "You know what? I'm gonna watch the remake," because I've never seen the original, but I'm like, "I'm gonna
right,
watch the remake." So, I started to watch the remake and I was like, "Meh, I don't know if I'm feeling this." So, I stopped the remake and
right,
I went and I put the original on. And
okay.
I was like, "You know what?" I'm like, "This is pretty good. This is entertaining. I can see where this is." I mean, it felt like a Corman movie, because he
Oh, yeah,
produced it, so
low
it felt
budget,
that.
sword and
Mhm,
sandal movie, a lot of boobies,
mhm.
you know,
Yeah, so
a
I
lot of
was and
violence.
then that's when I was like, "Okay." I'm like, so I watched, like, maybe the first 5 minutes of the remake before that. So, initially in my head after I watched the original, I was like, "Okay." I was like, "Now this is gonna be a remake that I'm probably not going to like," because now I don't know if I've said this before, but I didn't like the Toxic Avenger remake
Yeah,
really
it was
at
okay.
all.
We did a show on, the Backwoods about,
Did you?
the tox yeah, and the thing is
Yeah.
I thought it was okay for what it was. I don't really
Mhm.
consider it a trauma movie, and, it
Yeah.
definitely doesn't hold a candle to the original, but,
No, no, it
the
doesn't.
the gore
And
wasn't
that's
there, the plot, the whole bit. I
mhm.
agree with you, though, but
Right,
carry on.
and that's why I thought, like, with the Deathstalker remake, when I went back to it, I was like, "Hmm." I was like, now I have a feeling that I'm just not gonna dig this." But I put it on and I'm watching it and I'm like, So, obviously, it's different, it's not totally like the original, but for whatever reason, um, it won me over.
Yeah.
It w like, the,
Me
Patton
too.
Oswalt as the, doodad and,
Yeah, the little
Brisbane.
gremlin guy or whatever, yeah.
Mhm. Yep, and Brisbane, I was like, "Yeah, I think I kinda like this." So,
Yeah.
I'm interested to go back and, kind of see what 2, 3, and 4 are like because
I I I don't know. See, 3, I couldn't find a copy. I rewatched 1 and 2.
Mhm.
3, I couldn't find a
Uh,
copy, and I didn't even know 4 existed until, Cody from Backwoods, he
mhm,
asked me if I saw part 4, and I'm like, "There's a Deathstalker 4?" And I had no idea, and,
mhm.
I ended up finding the Beastmaster part 3. So I
Ah,
Yeah, I hadn't seen that yet, so I watched the Beastmaster part 3, and, oh god, what a pile of dung that
s
was, made for a buck
is
50.
is Beastmaster like Deathstalker? Because I haven't seen Beastmaster either. I own it, but I've never watched it.
Man, you have never seen Beastmaster? I
Nope.
know the Beastmaster scene for scene, word for word by heart. I have seen the
Really?
Beastmaster 3,722 times probably, you know?
Holy shit.
Yeah, that's an exaggeration, but
But
it's
I believe yeah.
yeah, it was on HBO, when I
Mhm,
was a child, and it seemed like they played it on HBO every other day,
mhm,
and I was fascinated by the movie. It's my favorite barbarian movie, we'll put it that way. I think it
mhm.
beats out Conan. Yeah, I love Conan and everything, but the Beastmaster is like it's where it's at, dude. It's made by Don
Right.
Coscarelli, the guy that made
Oh,
Phantasm.
that's right, that's why I bought it in the first
Yes.
place.
And you can tell it's a great movie, man. Just, it's got crazy creatures in it, animals,
Mhm,
boobies, uh, it's everything that a young '80s male would love, you know what I'm saying?
mhm.
So I thought Deathstalker was gonna be more like Beastmaster, and it is, but Deathstalker is not as good as Beastmaster. Beastmaster is like,
Oh,
A tier, and Deathstalker's kinda like C plus tier, and then Deathstalker
oh,
2 is like D tier, you know what I'm saying? Uh,
oh, so Richard Brooker isn't in because I was surprised to see him in Deathstalker. Like, I'm used to
yes.
seeing him as Jason in part 3, but I saw him in there, I was like, "Wow."
Well, the original Deathstalkers?
Yeah. I don't know if he's in, like, 2 or any of the other ones,
No,
but
it
I
was
he's
that
in
the
the
guy that
original.
played Deathstalker?
No, that was, like,
Yeah, 'cause I was
one
gonna
of, yeah, that was one of his friends or somebody that he kind of, like, stumbled upon that he was, like,
you'd be
you
good as a
know,
barbarian.
yeah.
Do you like rapey stuff? You know? I know
Mhm,
we're on Rumble, but see, that's one thing about Deathstalker that I've always joked about and heard other people joke about is that the
mhm.
original is very has a rapey vibe to it.
It does.
There's a lot of SA stuff. Even the hero, even Deathstalker, the hero, like his whole
Mhm.
motivation is groping on girls and all that. It was kind of weird, dude.
Yeah, yeah,
It was
and
very strange.
yeah,
But I
they changed that in the remake, it seemed.
Oh yeah, the remake is a totally different animal. Like the
Mhm,
remake, I personally I loved the remake
mhm,
because I watched Deathstalker as a child, and then
right,
as an adult, I've seen it numerous times and,
mhm,
knew it was a cheesy '80s barbarian movie that
mhm,
was on the same, it had a really cool VHS cover, and that's what sucked you in. You saw the cover as a kid, and the movie had
mhm,
nothing to do with it. But when I heard were doing the remake, I wanted a violent, bloody, over the top, cheesy '80s love letter movie, and I think Deathstalker, I think the remake really delivered. I mean,
Mhm.
it was so over the top gory and the practical effects. I don't think there was an ounce of, CG. I mean, there was a little bit of CGI touch up in places, I think, but for the
Right.
most part, I don't think there was any CGI
No,
effects.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, it was all real puppets and real blood. Some of these shows, they go shot for shot, and I can't
Mhm.
I don't do shot for shot discussions 'cause I
Right.
just remember the feel of the movie and how much I liked it.
Mhm.
Patton Oswalt, I do think was great. I do like the little puppet guy a little bit better in the original Deathstalker because it
Mhm.
was it was so cheesy. You could tell
Yeah.
that they were really trying to, like, recapture, like, the Yoda magic,
Mhm.
and it just didn't work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it was funny, and that's what it had charm though, you know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
the goofy practical effects gave the movie charm, and I do think the villain in the, original Deathstalker was far superior to the new sorcerer guy and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he was
Definitely.
fine.
Definitely.
Yeah, he was fine. He was serviceable and enjoyable, but the original guy with the tattooed face, bald head,
Mhm.
cheesing it up for
Mhm.
the camera, I mean, that's classic '80s right there. It's awesome. I would definitely recommend, the remake, and you don't really have to watch the original, but, like, as you said earlier, watching the original kinda gives you a feel for what to expect from the remake. Like, if
Right.
you were going into the remake, you might think like, "Wow, this is just a cheesy ass movie that, is gory and it's not very good. It's corny and campy." But if you know what to expect going in,
Right.
I think I'll watch the remake. I'm gonna end up watching that over and over, I'm pretty sure, so
Yeah, that so, like, are the second so if we get into, like, the 2nd and the 3rd,
right?
well, like, do they have, are they, more, nudity fest? Is there, like, a
I would
ton of
say from what I remember of part 3, no, but part 2 is. But the
Mhm.
problem with part 2 is they got a different Deathstalker, and
Really?
it's got a different vibe to it, like, I'm not gonna lie, I watched it and was messing around on my phone and went back
Mhm.
to it, and I've seen it a bunch of times, but it's a forgettable movie. It's not anywhere near as good as part 1, but, I feel kinda unprepared for the podcast since I didn't dissect and really research the Deathstalker movies, but this is a
That's
topic that
fun.
I don't know too much about, but
Mhm.
we're we're winging it here, but yeah,
Yes.
part 2 was one that I wouldn't revisit anytime soon. Like, there wasn't
Um,
really anything that really stood out. And then part 3, I think they got another new Deathstalker for that as well, and,
wow.
I wish I could have found it, but I couldn't find a copy, um, or maybe it was on there and I just didn't have time to watch it,
It
like on.
wasn't on Tubi, I know that because
Yeah,
I
that's
was
the whole thing. I went to Tubi and watched
yeah.
part 1 and 2 on Tubi, and it wasn't there,
Mhm.
so I'm not gonna lie, I didn't search for it too much because I was kinda
I
dead
wouldn't
stock.
have based on what you're saying, I was like, "Nope."
Yeah, and I was kinda after you watch part 2, I was like, I'm
Mhm.
kinda death stalkered out, and at that point, I had found Beastmaster 3, so I had to switch gears to Beastmaster over there. Oh my god.
Well,
Beastmaster,
mm,
eh, it's one of those movies where the first one was so iconic and
mhm.
everybody remembers it, and then when you mention that it had 2 sequels, everybody's like, "Wow, Beastmaster? There was a Beastmaster 2? Nobody ever heard of it."
Did,
Because
Coscarelli do that too, or did he
no, no, he backed out. He,
oh, did he? Wow.
yeah, there was some rights issues going on, and,
Mhm.
and you can tell, dude. You can you can really tell that he's not involved in the second one or the
Mhm.
third one, and they were cash grabs. Part 2 was like, okay, do you remember the Highlander sequel
Mhm.
and how utterly
Mhm.
terrible it was? And, like, it went from, like, the Highlander and how cool of a concept that was and what a great movie it was, and
Yeah.
then to something totally fucking weird and out in the left field, like, just unbelievably missing the mark, and that was the Beastmaster Part 2 for sure. It's
Wow.
it's one of those movies where it went from a cult classic
Mhm.
barbarian movie to a time travel movie where the Beastmaster goes through a time portal and ends up in 1980s New York. You know, and yeah,
That is
how many of those kind of
that's just
stories have,
bizarre.
yeah, for sure. You know, the fish out of water story, it was like basically Crocodile Dundee with a barbarian, you know? Like, it
Oh,
just it sucked.
horrible.
And then part 3, they went back to the, kind of original format, but
Mhm.
I swear to God, it looked like, uh it felt like it was filmed for direct to video, and it was pure crap, except Candyman was in it. Candyman
Oh,
played,
what?
what is that guy's name?
Oh,
Tony Todd? Is
shit. Yeah, oh my
that his
god,
name?
now I have to watch it.
Oh, yeah, yeah, he plays a big role in it, and he's, like, kinda what
Wow.
saves the movie, you know what I mean? He plays, like, the original Beastmaster had, oh god, this big black dude, and I can't think of his name,
Oh,
and he played in a ton of stuff, and I can't think of anything the dude was in. He played the dad on,
let me see.
he played the dad on the show with Jimmy Walker. What was it? Good Times? Good Times?
John
John
Amos.
Amos. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
John
John
Amos, Good
Amos.
Times. Yeah, yeah. He was in
Yeah, it
the
was John
original.
Amos, that's it.
Yeah,
John
and
Amos,
he
that's
was
it.
fantastic. Man, that's your homework assignment for this week, man. You gotta watch Beastmaster. If you
Yeah, I have
you
to
know,
watch the yeah, no.
in fact, to be honest, Mike, I'm thinking about pulling your man card
Did, did
at the moment. You haven't seen Beastmaster.
yes,
I think
as
that,
you should,
as you should, I think it's a right of manhood that you have to watch,
as you
the
should.
Beastmaster. So you know who Kodo and Podo are, you know? Kodo and Podo are the little ferrets he has
I'll
that,
have to watch all 3.
I don't know about that though, Mike. Let's stick with part 1. You know, part 2 and 3
S
might
so
sour Beast.
Coscarelli doesn't come back for 3?
No, no, God. If part 3 was a
Like, he didn't come
Coscarelli
back for
film,
3 at
he
all, I
really
was
fucked
disappointed.
up. He really fucked up if that was one of his movies, 'cause it's, like I said, Tony Todd is good. The rest of the movie stinks, straight stinks. But yeah, I wish I had more to say about the
Well, maybe I'll
Deathstalker
watch 1
series.
and 3.
That would be okay, because if you watch part 2,
Yeah,
you're
I
gonna be
think that's what
like,
I'll do.
"What the fuck is this?" Part 2 seems like it was one of those movies like, like the Hellraiser sequels? It's part Crocodile
Mhm,
Dundee, and, like, some of the Hellraiser sequels, you can tell it was a totally different script that had nothing to do
mhm,
with, Hellraiser, and then they were like, "Well, hey, why don't you just throw Pinhead here fucking jacking off
mhm.
for a minute and call it a Hellraiser movie?"
Yup,
But
that's
God,
it.
some of those sequels, maybe we could discuss that on one of our episodes,
Yeah,
the
that would
ranking of
be,
the Hellraiser movies.
oh,
Have you,
I don't I mean, I've seen yeah, I've seen all of them, I think, at this
yeah,
point.
me too. I've seen them all, and some of them are laughably bad. Some of them are like, cause dude, the original fucking Hellraiser,
Mhm,
unfucking real movie, man. I mean, I saw it as a 13-year-old kid, they let me and my buddy in the movie theater, and we thought we were super cool, but it was just some teenage kid that didn't give a shit and just let us go into the movie. But we were
Mhm.
completely warped after we left the movie theater for Hellraiser. It was like that was the scariest, goriest thing I had ever seen as a child, and,
Mhm.
was completely obsessed with part 2, and then I love part 3. I saw part
Mhm.
4 at the movie theater, and it was over after that. The rest of the Hellraiser movies, I don't even think there's a single good one that I could name. Hellworld was okay, I guess. It's got Henry Cavill in it, so yeah, it's
Yeah,
alright.
he was in that one.
Yeah, yeah, not for
You
long though, just a very small part, and I didn't
right.
even know who he was. Kinda like when I saw the Next Generation for Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I had no idea who Matthew McConaughey was, or yeah, McConaughey. I always get him
Yeah,
up with
he was in that
David
one.
Duchovny. I always say Matthew McCovney, sometimes,
Mhm.
but yeah, I had no idea who Henry Cavill was back then. No, but that's another thing we can discuss. We can discuss the state of superhero movies and which Superman is best, which Batman is best.
Yeah, we
I
could
mean, we
definitely go down that road
we could
'cause
do it
that's,
now. But we could make a whole show of it too, because there wasn't much
yeah,
to discuss with Deathstalker. I mean, it is what it is. The new Deathstalker, if you're gonna watch any of them, just I'd say watch the remake. If you don't want to sit through the original, I would watch the original first, but the remake
yeah,
is good on his own merits. And if you're looking for cheesy 80s gore, over the top violence, perfect movie for you.
yeah.
And it is better
Well,
than the
and the
Doctor.
remake is getting a Blu-ray release in February. I think it's coming February 17th.
I might
It's
buy it.
getting a Blu-ray release.
I might get it. Well, I don't know. Like I said, I wanted to get more Blu-rays or more, 4K stuff and Blu-ray stuff. But I got a question for
Mhm.
you, Mike. Does the
Mhm.
PlayStation 5, do you know if it plays Blu-ray and 4K or just Blu-ray or
It plays
4K?
Blu-ray, 4K, and it'll handle DVD too, I think, so it'll handle everything.
Nice, man. Yeah, because I mean, I got out of the physical media game for a while and wasn't sure what was what anymore. It felt like what was the other thing that was competing against Blu-ray for a while?
There was HD DVD.
Yes, HD DVD. I kind of felt like we were back in the DVD wars again, like
Mhm.
who's gonna win 4K or DVD or Blu-ray and
Right,
fuck all
and
that.
that's the whole, um but if you I'll tell you what, if you wanna get a really you like Nightmare on Elm Street?
Love it. Love
Okay,
them
because
all.
Warner Brothers just put out a Nightmare on Elm Street 4K set
Yeah, I heard Grandpa
with,
got it.
1 through New Nightmare. That is a
Okay.
great set.
I wouldn't
Great
mind
set.
getting that at all. I think they only had one hiccup in the whole series, and that was part 6. I mean,
See, you're part 6 and I'm the 5th one. I
yeah,
was a little iffy with 5.
yeah, I mean, see, for me, part 5 came out at the height of Freddy Krueger mania for me. I had
Mhm,
a Dream Child T-shirt before the movie came out. They had it at this,
mhm,
store that I was shopping with my parents, and I'm like, "Oh my god, look at that." So my parents bought me the T-shirt. So I was the only kid
mhm.
in school that had a Freddy Krueger T-shirt, and let alone it was for a movie that wasn't out yet. So I saw it and
Oh, wow.
was a little bit disappointed. I mean, Dream Child it is what it is. It's not.
Mhm.
They were running out of steam at that point.
Yeah,
And,
you
but
know,
I liked
yeah.
it. There was some good scenes in it, and unfortunately, they the better scenes in the movie got edited down so much in other releases and stuff. Because I saw it in the movie theater with my dad. He took
Mhm.
me, and if I remember right, it still had the full motorcycle transformation scene.
Yeah.
where, his jaws are falling off and it's so gross.
Well, the 4K set does have the uncut stuff restored.
Nice.
So it is the uncut version on that one.
What's your favorite nightmare?
Ooh,
Yeah, I know.
3,
Yeah, for me,
3.
it's always gonna be 3. It's
Yeah,
always gonna be 3.
that was
I
the first
remember
one I saw in the theater.
Oh, yeah,
3.
dude, I remember the absolute excitement when that movie came out, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
'Cause it's,
Yep.
parts Nightmare on Elm Street, the first one, my parents didn't let me watch Alien, and they did not want me to watch Nightmare on Elm Street, and
Mhm.
everybody I was in middle school, and everybody was talking about Nightmare on Elm Street.
Mhm.
Everybody was like, "Did you see that?" Like, the first time it showed on, like, Showtime, the entire school was talking about Nightmare on Elm Street and how it was the scariest movie of all time, and they couldn't believe what they were watching, and I couldn't
Mhm.
participate because my parents, like, did not want me to they didn't want me to watch it. So I had to sneak over to a buddy of mine's house who had it on VHS, and I watched
Mhm.
it over there and was absolutely obsessed. So then my parents were like, "Fuck it, who cares?" And they just let me watch whatever I
Mhm.
want on TV after that. And then part 2 came out, and I remember being very confused about part 2. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it was a Freddy
Mhm.
movie, but I didn't like it at the time. Like, everything it wasn't because of the whole gay subtext. I didn't get that at the time. I thought
I
it was
didn't either.
yeah, I thought it was kinda gay, but, not in that kinda way or whatever, but, uh, I didn't like the movie because everything was hot. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? Like, the whole movie had, like, this hot, sticky, nasty feeling to it, and I
Yeah.
just hated it. I was like, "Man, this movie makes me feel gross." I just
I
don't
mean,
like it. It makes me I don't like the dude. I didn't like the Mark guy, crying and
mhm.
screaming all the time, and he's no Nancy, we'll put it that way.
Yeah, and the parrot blew up, so that's another thing.
Yeah, little flying parakeet blowing up in your face. Yeah, that
Mhm.
shit was weird, man. But then I went to the video store and, they had this little tiny magnet thing, and it had the cover
Mhm.
for, it had Nightmare on Elm Street 3 coming soon, and I didn't even know it
Oh.
was coming out. Or it could have even been at the theater at that point, and I had no idea it was coming. So I freaked out, and as soon as it hit the VHS shelves, I rented it. I was like, got a copy the first day it came out, and I remember, jeez, I remember being so blown away by Nightmare on Elm Street 3. Like
Made you forget all about part 2,
part
didn't it?
2, yeah, and it made me like completely think Freddy was the coolest villain
Mhm.
ever. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
Yep.
on the villain scale, I know we're kind of getting a little off base. Yeah, fuck it. We're just having a
That's yeah.
discussion. So
Mhm.
on a uh on a villain scale, I think Freddy has to be number 3 villains of all time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Easily number 3. My
Yeah.
first 2 are, of course, Darth Vader is up there. Darth
I
because
can yeah.
he had such an impact on me as a child, and the whole Darth
Mhm.
Vader arc, and he's just such an iconic villain. And then
Mhm.
my second one is Hannibal Lecter, man.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, I think he is
Hannibal Lecter.
my second favorite villain of all time is Hannibal Lecter, and sometimes he takes the top spot actually, because I
Mhm.
think every once in a while when you're watching a film, you realize you're watching something that is monumental, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Like
Okay, so I got one for you.
okay,
So in terms of Hannibal Lecter, who did it better? I know the answer probably, but
right.
Anthony Hopkins or Brian Cox?
Well, you can't forget Mads Mikkelsen in there too.
Oh, yeah, shit, you're right, I can't.
Well, it's always gonna be
Add
Anthony Hopkins. It's always gonna
Mhm,
be. There's no doubt.
yeah,
That will never change. He is Hannibal Lecter. He's the
mhm,
best one. But damn, I gotta give Mads props. I gotta give some credit because
mhm,
they came out with the Hannibal show, and my first instinct was this is gonna be another one of those gay ass based on a movie shows
mhm,
that was gonna hate.
yeah,
And I'm like, there's no way Mads Mikkelsen, even though I love the dude, he's a great actor, is gonna even come close to what
mhm,
Anthony Hopkins did. And
right,
the brilliance of what Mads did is he didn't try to be Anthony Hopkins at all. Like, not even it's the story behind Hannibal was the same, but he played it completely different and it
mhm,
still matched the books. He did an exceptional job. I watched every season of Hannibal and wish they'd come out with another one and actually
mhm,
uh have the next season of Hannibal be a season with Silence of the Lambs. But I don't think they want to touch that, you know?
mm, right,
Silence of the Lambs is one of those movies that will never be touched. It will never
mhm,
be unless they do it in a series, but it's a real risk, you know what I mean? Because
mhm,
Silence of the Lambs, in my opinion, is probably damn near a perfect movie.
yeah,
That, on my list of movies that I will watch it every time it comes up. If I'm surfing through channels or surfing through streaming services for something to watch and, Silence of
mhm,
the Lambs is on there, I will watch it every time. Just because Hannibal, 16 minutes of screen time, and
hmm,
we are still talking about him 35 years later. 34, sorry.
yeah, wow,
34 years later, 16 minutes of screen time. That's impact right there, man.
yeah. No, it is, and that's the thing, it seems like so much more to me, like,
Yeah, I know, 'cause
when you watch it.
he's such a big part of the movie and the story, and it's
Mhm,
just every time he was on screen, he was mesmerizing. It was like staring into the eyes of, like, somebody that was trying to hypnotize you or something, man, it's just nuts what he did with the role.
mhm,
Unreal. But then I liked Hannibal, the sequel. I saw it at the movie
mhm,
theater twice. I went and saw Hannibal twice, but my problem with Hannibal was I read the book, and, I read the book after the movie. I read Silence of the Lambs after the movie. I read Red Dragon
mhm,
way before the movie, way before Red Dragon came out, but after
mhm.
Manhunter, and I had already seen Manhunter, but I forgot about it. Have you seen Manhunter?
Yeah, I've seen that.
Oh, fucking
I've
A,
seen
Michael Mann.
Manhunter.
Michael Mann,
Mhm.
unreal movie. But, Hannibal, the book, ah, boy, where do we get started on that?
You know, that I'll tell you what, the one thing that still sticks out to me, and especially how they did it on film, because I was curious, because I read the book obviously
Oh,
before the
you read
movie
the book
came out.
too? Okay,
I
good.
read
You knew
Hannibal before the movie came out, and
yeah,
how they did to that Paul Krendler, where, he removed his skull thing and was,
right,
like,
and ate
eating the
his brain
brain
and all that.
or, I
Yeah,
just I
that was
was like to see that on
yeah,
film, I was like, "Holy fuck."
yeah, dude,
Like,
that was one of the
wow.
best. I liked the movie, and I liked the
Mhm,
movie because how they changed the ending, and the ending is why 100% why Jodie Foster did not come back to do
mhm,
Clarice because, there's a few books and movies out there that are so, they're monumental. The stories are huge and
Mhm.
unreal, but they don't stick the landing at all. And the
Right.
Hannibal book is a prime example of that right there. Like I was reading the end of the Hannibal book and I'm like, fuck no. There's
Mm.
no way that there's no way that Clarice is gonna run away with Hannibal and be lovey-dovey with Hannibal. Like, yeah, I
Mhm.
know he seduced her mentally and all that kind of stuff, but no, no, it's just not, and I hated it. I hate it.
Mhm.
But I liked the movie, and I
Yeah.
thought
The movie
Julianne
was
Moore did a serviceable job as Clarice. Now, if
Mhm.
Jodie Foster would have been in there, would it have been better? It's kind of a conundrum here, because if Jodie Foster would have been in Hannibal, I
Mhm.
think it would have made Silence of the Lambs suffer a little bit, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, Silence of the Lambs was such a perfectly awesome, kick-ass movie for what it was, and
Mhm.
Hannibal was kinda like the action sequel, the sequel, the Ridley Scott big tentpole action movie, and I think if Jodie Foster would have been in there would have been too many comparisons to Silence of the Lambs, and it I think it would have just dragged down Silence of the Lambs a little bit, so I think she was
Mhm.
wise for not doing the movie. Now, Hannibal Rising, did you see that? Did you
I
read that?
did.
Me too,
Yeah, actually, I did read yeah, I did read that. I
and
read that and I saw that, yeah.
I
That was,
fucking hated it. I ain't gonna sugarcoat shit. I read
I
that
don't
book.
even I
You
don't
don't
remember
remember
it.
it, right? Yeah,
I don't
because it didn't
remember it.
stick with you. I read the book, and I remember
Mhm.
little bits and pieces, and I remember being pissed, and I hated the movie even more because the movie was okay because it was close to the book, but I think
Right.
the kid that they got to play Hannibal hammed it up just kinda way
Mhm.
too much, and I fucking hated the idea that Hannibal Lecter had to have any explanation at all. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like Mike Myers. You take
Mhm.
Michael Myers. In the
Mhm.
first Halloweens, he was just a force of nature. You know what I mean? He was just a
Right.
kid in suburban America
Mhm.
and a
Mhm.
totally nondescript home that started
Mhm.
killing with no motivation, no explanation, and that's what made him scary because he was just something that was born evil to kill.
Right.
No explanation
Mhm.
needed. And I felt like in the Halloween remake when they made him like, oh, he came from a white trash abusive household where the dad was an alcoholic. Yeah, oh, we haven't heard that shit before.
Yeah.
And I thought
No,
it should be
it
Michael
was
Myers.
definitely, it was definitely
Yeah.
something that, you take the mystery out of it, so
Yes,
it
and I
kinda
think
takes
yeah, that's
people out of it.
and though I do like some of the Rob Zombie's approach that he did, the
Mhm.
filming and the scenes was okay, but to me, it's like, dude, yeah, you took all the mystery out of Michael Myers. Michael Myers was just supposed to be the boogeyman out in the dark. You weren't supposed to empathize with him. You weren't supposed to you can't reason with it. Whatever,
Mhm.
whatever,
Mm.
Dr. Loomis says, but and I felt that it was the same way with Hannibal. I like the idea of Hannibal just being a genius, fucked up dude that was highly
Mhm.
cultured and
Mhm.
didn't like rude people and killed and ate them. There's
Yeah.
no other explanation needed. No
Right.
backstory. He was just a dude that has always been a twisted genius, maniac, cannibal, fuckhead. And I
Yeah, and I wanted a sequel. Dude, after the movie,
yeah,
I wanted a sequel to Hannibal, and I was pissed
well,
that I didn't get that.
that's the problem though. Dude wrote himself into a corner with Hannibal. Like the
Mhm.
end of the Hannibal book where Clarice runs away with Hannibal Lecter, and they live
Mhm.
happily ever after. They could have made a sequel out of that. Like Clarice coming out of her days or whatever and being like, "Wow, I'm with Hannibal Lecter and got to get away," or they start both killing and eating people, whatever. But
Right.
the way they ended the movie, where he cuts off his hand and escapes and gets on the plane and takes off, they could have made a
Mhm.
sequel out of that, but nobody could write it. Thomas Harris, the author, still had the rights to the book, and it's fucked up because Dino De Laurentiis, who
Mhm.
owned the rights to Hannibal and Silence of the Lambs, the movie rights, said,
Mhm.
"Okay, we need you to write another sequel. We need you to write another Hannibal movie." He's like, "I'm not doing it. It's the story's over. We can't go any further." And they're like, "Well, we want a prequel." And he's like, "No, I don't want to do that either." So uh, De Laurentiis basically said to him, "If you don't write the book, we are going to have
Mhm.
somebody else do it. We're going to do it with or without you. So get on board and do your stuff." So he pretty much banged out Hannibal Rising against his will. Like, I don't think
Ah, so
yeah, he didn't want to give Hannibal a backstory either, but they really gave him no choice. And he was gonna watch his creation get, leveled by somebody else. So he
mhm.
did it. But I hated that book. It was so much for me to get like just to get through it because I'm like, no, I don't want to know that he had a little sister that they ate and he had to eat them and he's getting
Mhm.
revenge for his no, because that makes him like a hero, and Hannibal Lecter's not a fucking hero. He's
Mhm.
an anti-hero maybe, but he's not a hero. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on Hannibal Lecter and the, Silence of the Lambs. So going to
I
on the
agree.
other sorry, I got a crazy cough today.
Mm.
Going on the other topic, you sent me an article about this new it's not a new trend, I guess, but the state of analog horror. So anybody listening that doesn't know what that is, it's movies where they film it and they make it look kind of grainy and VHS quality, like you're watching a found DVD or found VHS tape. That
Right.
and the movies that they discuss, I have not seen a single one of them, but they are on my list. I think one of them
Okay.
was Skinnamarink Dink or something like that.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if you saw that because I wanted to see it, but then I heard some negative about it, so I was kinda like, I don't know if I wanna, you know, go
I
down
haven't
that
even
road too
heard of it.
much.
I hadn't even heard of it until
It's
the article.
it's a Shudder, yeah, it's a Shudder thing, I
Oh,
think.
well, well,
It was in theaters for a while,
I gotta
but
resubscribe to Shudder. I haven't, I had it for a while and then stopped watching. It's, or not stopped watching, I just couldn't afford it anymore, I guess, but
yeah,
yeah.
it's, you know,
But
I
a lot of
don't,
those
uh
sorry.
no, no, I was gonna it's just I, I didn't watch it that much either, to be honest with you, because I had it for a while and I was just like, I don't,
Yeah, I got
no."
it for a couple of movies. Like, there was a couple of movies, like, the
Mhm.
only way you could get them was Shudder. I think it was the Creep series, actually, that I got Shudder for, and then after I watched The Creep, which I fucking
Mm.
love those movies, if you ever watched the Creep
Yeah, no,
movies.
Creep is good. Creep
Yeah,
is
dude,
good, yeah.
he's on my list of new villains that, were just
Mhm.
unreal. So I got rid of it after that. There wasn't really anything keeping me there for too long. But, the only really, like, things that I would consider analog movies that I've seen lately have been, the VHS series, which
Which I've I see now, do you like those?
I like what I saw, but I don't think it's anything that I could, like, repeat watch, a
Mhm,
lot of the times, man. A lot of it was gory and kinda gore porny, I guess, you know? I can't
mhm,
tell you a single thing about I've seen, like, 1 and 2, and I remember, like, little flashes of the movie, but it didn't stick
mhm.
with me well enough to, really be able to say much about it. I know that I was mildly impressed, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I liked it, and I thought it was interesting and great, but it's just nothing that I've revisited. What did you think about him?
Well, I watched the first one for, a podcast years ago,
Right.
and, it put me to sleep.
Yeah, yeah. I just
Um, and I never watched 2 or 3 or any, but I saw that, VHS Halloween was around, and
I heard
and,
it was
a
okay.
a friend of mine was like, "Dude, you gotta watch this VHS Halloween, it's the best fucking thing, blah, 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 blah." So I watched it, and I was like, "Eh, meh."
Yeah.
I
I mean,
stayed with it, but, eh,
yeah,
I don't know.
that kind of stuff, it's kinda strange. You know, that kinda, like, heavy gore stuff like that. I mean, I guess
Mhm.
I love it to death, but I really gotta be in the mood for it. You know, like with Deathstalker, that's cartoon gore. You know,
Right.
that's over the top cartoon gore. But like something like
Mhm.
Terrifier, you know, and really after you got Terrifier, can anything beat that shit? You know? And on the gore
Ah,
violence level, can anything beat Terrifier? No. No.
yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
Terrifier is the king when it comes to gore and stuff. And I thought the stories were interesting. I watched some of I think it was called VHS 84, where all of it was set in the 80s and everything. And I
Mhm.
thought that was kind of hokey. I thought that was kind of ridiculous. I think part three was actually
Oh,
80.
was it?
Yeah, I think it was
Yeah.
VHS 1, VHS 2, VHS 84, and then VHS Halloween. And I haven't, I saw
Mm.
like just only a couple minutes. But yeah, it was okay. It just, but I think, but that's, you said it you best. It puts you to sleep, and none of it stuck in my brain at all. In fact, the only thing I remember about the movie is a guy running down a hallway and there's blood everywhere, and that's all I remember.
Mhm.
Like it was some weird story about some virus or something. I don't even know. But so the analog
Yeah,
craze,
I
I don't know
forget.
if it's done
Yeah.
okay. I think it started with like the found footage stuff. Like Blair Witch.
Mhm.
Hold on. Oh, never
Well,
mind.
yeah, yeah, Blair Witch is, see, that was one I could never get into Blair Witch.
Oh, Jesus.
I didn't like the first one. Everybody was raving about Blair Witch to me.
Not
The
It
second
wouldn't
one
have
I
been
never
me.
watched.
It wouldn't have been me.
No,
I got sucked in.
I'm
I got sucked into the whole thing and,
mhm,
thought it was real and it was strange marketing and all that. I went and saw Blair Witch at the movie theater, and I
mhm.
thought I was gonna be sick. I just
With the way the camera moved and all that
the
shit.
way the
Ugh.
camera moved and nothing really happened, and the movie theater was packed full of people,
Mhm,
and it felt
mhm,
like it was super hot in there, and I was getting dizzy, and so for me, the whole found footage craze died right from the beginning for me, and,
mhm.
it seemed like for a couple years after Blair Witch, every single movie was found footage garbage, and it
Oh,
just sucked. Like Paranormal Activity, that was marketed as like some super scary bullshit, and it
yeah,
sucked
and
ass, and I'm interested to deep dive in that article a little bit more and see what they're calling analog. and I don't think the Gen Z folks, uh, are gonna enjoy that or appreciate it as much as people our age is going to.
Yeah,
You know what
I
I
don't
mean?
think
'Cause
so.
they
I
don't
don't
know
think
what it's
so.
like. Like in the article, these kids, they're not gonna know what it's like to find an unlabeled videotape in somebody's house,
Mhm.
and you put it on and
Right.
you don't know what you're gonna see, and, like,
Mhm.
back in the '80s when, you know you'd find, the stash of weird videos that, your friends' parents have and shit, and it's full of crazy stuff, and, all the stories we lived with, with, like, faces of death and stuff, and people,
Mhm.
"Oh, people are making snuff videos, and there are snuff VHS tapes going out." I think, like, with stuff like The Ring, I think The Ring, definitely not an analog horror movie, but it was an analog horror movie within a movie and everything, and I don't think it's gonna fly as well in 10 years. It's like it's
Yeah.
got the
No, I
sweet
don't.
spot with us where our generation is 40 and 50 years old, and we're watching
Mhm.
the movies, and we're gonna love it, even some 30-year-olds maybe, 'cause,
Mhm.
VCR was still around and until the late '90s, I guess, or
Mhm.
mid-90s, one of the 2. But, I don't really seeing it having a long, shelf life. I think it's gonna die
No.
out, I think it's gonna die out as quickly as found footage did.
Well, there is one movie that they did mention in that article. What is it? WNUF Halloween Special. I'm
Okay,
not gonna. It's not scary per se, but
right?
just the way that they did it. It takes place on Halloween, and it's like going into this place where they do like a seance, so they have paranormal investigators go in to investigate these occurrences and all that stuff. It's just the way that they did it. I thought that it was really good. If you get a chance, that is one to watch.
WNEF Halloween special.
It's WNUF Halloween
Okay,
special.
NUF. Nuff. Alright, I got you. I
Yes,
am gonna look it
yes.
up. Where can I find
It's
such a thing
it's um I don't know.
at? Yeah, gotcha. I'll find it.
I
Don't worry, I'll
I
find
ended up it is available on disc, I know that,
it. Okay.
um, because I ended up getting the disc, but before that, I bought it on, Prime because we interviewed, um, the guy who wrote it on another show that I did. He was on VHS Life back around, like, 2016, 2017,
Gotcha.
something like that.
Yeah, you got to interview somebody that I was completely jealous of. The guy who directed or
Oh,
was supposed to direct The Island of Dr. Moreau,
mhm.
Richard, what's his name?
Ah,
Richard
Richard
Stanley?
Stanley?
Yeah, dude, when
If
I
you're
tell you that,
interested, I could probably get him back.
oh my god, Mike, if you could
I
get
could
me
get him
on with
back if you're
Richard
interested.
Stanley, yeah, dude, I am a Richard Stanley fan. To me, that
Yeah.
guy is like mythical Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? Like he's a
Yeah.
Hollywood myth story of what could have been, and I love Hardware that he did, um,
Mhm.
and The Island of Doctor Moreau. I saw the special about him. He did a bunch of World War II stuff too. He was in a bunch of documentaries about World War II that I saw, and I'm like, when you had your show on, and I was like, "Oh my god, dude, he got Richard Stanley? How the fuck did he get
See,
Richard Stanley?"
that's see, and that's the thing, 'cause I don't really talk during interviews. I get too nervous
Okay.
and I can't do it. But see, you could actually, like, 'cause see, the
Oh, I'd
thing was
love to
the
talk
guy
to
that was supposed to interview him with me, like, was having technical issues and couldn't get in studio, so I had to do it myself, and I was nervous the entire time.
it's yeah.
And
I
dude, you
mean,
gotta think,
yeah,
the guy was in the fucking French Pyrenees, and it was midnight where he was, and
Right.
it was like 7 or yeah, it was like
Yeah.
7 here and like midnight where he was, and he stayed with me for like 45 minutes, probably
Yeah.
actually more than that. He was, you know, we
I watched
recorded
the
for
whole thing.
45 minutes, but
I watched the whole thing, and
yeah.
I was like, "Oh my god, why do you if I could just get on there and pick his brain."
Mhm.
I mean, you did a fine job.
Mhm.
There's no yeah,
No, I
I'm not
didn't. I
faulting
was
you there,
dude,
but
I didn't. I hated it. I was so I blew it. I was like, "Dude, you fucking blew it. I can't
oh, man,
believe."
I saw that, and I'm like, "Oh my god, I would love to talk to that guy, man,
Dude,
because
well, we'll
he's
have to talk about people that you wanna talk to, and I can start getting guests on here and shit.
oh, man, yeah, anybody you get,
'Cause
I'll do it."
I have IMDb Pro, so I have contacts for agents and managers and all that type of shit,
Wow,
so,
that's fucking cool. I There's a lot of people I would love to talk to.
well,
Anybody in horror, man, I'd love to pick their brain and just go off on them, man. I think that'd be a lot of fun for us.
yeah.
Yeah. Get
Well,
some
think on it, 'cause I
you and me
can
tag teaming some cool
well,
stars, you know?
dude, I'd be sitting here, who are you again?
No, I'd carry you. I'd not carry you, but I'd be like, Mike, me and you'd bounce off each other. We'd be all right. We'd be all right.
Oh.
So,
We'll talk, and seriously, I can work on getting people.
gotcha. That sounds good. So, what do you got for news this week, Mike?
Um, I don't because, I was gonna do the analog horror conversation instead of the news. But I mean, I guess I could, give my own news,
Right.
probably within the next day or so. Um, Camp Out Nightmare is gonna be getting some coverage in one of the newspapers, probably in the Warren County area where we're gonna be shooting,
Okay. All right.
because we just sent a statement the production company just sent a statement to, Erie News Now, so that'll most likely be featured, probably within the next day or so, maybe. So when that happens, I'll post it around so people can
Sounds
see it
good.
because we're like, that's kind of why I didn't have news because before this, I've been breaking down the script scene by scene. I have to do a prop list so they
Okay.
can start, like, making the budget and all that stuff. So I've been
Gotcha.
like, for the last few days, I've been rereading and having to go through and make that list up and all that stuff, and it's been a bear because I have the script open on my phone, and I have a Google document on my laptop, and I'm reading, and it's, like, going back and forth, and my eyes are, like, all fucked up.
I hear you, man. That's how I am right now from playing video games for so much, man. I got my eyes are all googled out, man. They're all
Mhm,
burnt.
mhm,
People look at me thinking, I'm retarded or something. I don't know, man.
mhm. There we
But
go.
yeah, well, that's great news, man. I hope it really comes through and you get the movie made and get it out there. I keep wanting to do something monumental and get it out there, but then another part of me doesn't want to be famous at all. Doesn't want to,
Well,
this is about the extent of what
dude,
I want to do is just some podcasts here and there and get it out there and some good discussion.
if the door can open for me, I can help get you out there.
Right. Well, I
If
got a
you
bunch of
that's
music I'm sitting on hours of music that I never did anything with. I recorded so much stuff and never got it out there, and it's mostly bad, but
dude, I can always
it's maybe you could
well, I
use
mean,
something.
that's what I'm saying. Maybe we could use the I forget the one song that you had.
Yeah, this song, we'll just
Oh,
go with "Dancing on the Edge of a Gun."
that's it. Yeah, that's it. That's
Yeah,
it.
that's a good song. I'd like
Oh,
to see that get used somewhere. But, I got
Yeah,
some other songs. I got a lot of other songs other than that, so
dude, I can definitely put that somewhere.
I'll send
That could
I'll
happen.
send you some of my good ones like Chimichanga. I wrote a song
Mm,
called Chimichanga.
dude.
Yeah, so it's a lot of cool stuff. Well, what do you think we should discuss
Yeah,
next
I
week?
mean,
Because I'm gonna have to get out of here in a couple minutes because my legs are
right,
really giving me trouble.
right. Well, geez, I'm trying to think. What could we talk
Yeah,
about
I
next
don't
week?
know, man. We got, well, we kinda touched on the Hellraiser series, so I don't think we could squeeze a full episode out of that, but something that we gotta do a
Well,
little research on, and
let me see.
I'm sure you've discussed all the Halloweens, and I don't know if I could do a Halloween marathon. I'm pretty
Yeah,
well versed in most of them, but,
I've
I don't
just I've definitely discussed those a lot, like
yeah, I
the
figure you being the
Fridays and the other.
yeah, you being the Donald Pleasance guy
Hmm.
and everything, so but,
Hmm.
yeah, we're doing the Greasy
Let me see.
Strangler. We're doing the Greasy Strangler on, Backwoods, and I think those
Oh,
guys
the guy from the Greasy Strangler was on Rabbit in Red with, I don't know if Cody was on that episode or not, or maybe Poe was on that one.
which
But
guy?
the guy that played the Greasy Strangler,
Oh my
Sky
god,
Bar, was
really?
on.
He
Yeah,
was on you
he was
guys
on.
had him?
I think he was on with Poe back on Rabbit in Red back in like
Oh my god, I would've
2023.
fucking freaked out. Greasy Strangler is one of my favorite movies, man. It's like
You know, you ready for this one?
what's
I've
that?
never seen it. I've
Oh
never
my
seen it.
oh no. Oh
I've
no.
never seen it.
It's okay though, because
Should
Greasy
I
Strangler
watch it?
yes. But here's you gotta watch it under one condition. You gotta
What's
watch
that?
it because I told you to, okay?
Okay.
The
Okay.
reason for that is because Greasy Strangler was literally the movie where people would come over and visit me, and
Mhm.
I'd be like, "Dude, you gotta watch this." And they're like, "Oh, no, Murray, not another one of your fucking movies." And I'm like, "Oh, yeah. This this is this is one of my movies, man." So I would show it to people to, like, freak them
Mhm.
out and be like, "What the fuck did I just watch? What is this, dude? What is this?" And I love I love turning people onto it and getting their reactions. Like, they either hate me or they love it, so that's
Dude,
your
then you know what? How about this? I got it. I got it. Let's do something where we talk about what you just said, basically, weird movies that you kind of turned people onto over the years.
right, that make movies that make you say, "What the fuck?"
Right. What the
Okay.
fuck movies? That's it. What
Yeah,
the
that
fuck
sounds good to me.
movies?
I got a few.
That
I'll
we'll
I'll
do
I'll
that for next week.
yeah, I'll make a list. I'll make a list on my iPad. Think about it, or an iPad, my little pad or whatever, and be prepared. I'll have a list. It'll
Mhm.
be what I think about for the next week or so. So that
Yeah,
sounds
no,
good.
that's great. That'll be good.
Awesome.
That'll
Awesome.
definitely be good.
All right.
That'll be great.
Well, with that, we're kind of cutting it a little early at 1 hour, hour and 15. Usually I go
Mhm.
for an hour and a half, but I'm having a little bit of trouble at the moment and got to get up and move around. So
Yeah, no, dude, definitely. No issue. Definitely go move around and, you know, get in some Assassin's Creed and all that stuff too, man.
yeah, yeah, I might just cuddle with my dog for a little while, but we
Oh,
shall see.
that's
So,
nice.
all right. Well, it's been good, Mike, and
Yeah,
I will see you next
great,
week.
Murr. Yep,
Thanks
I will
everybody for
talk to you
tuning
next
in.
week.
Yep. Thanks everybody
Yep.
for tuning in and have a good night. And I'm out of here.
All right.
Peace.
Bye-bye.
I gotta get out of here.